Hey everyone, it's Alyssa the Recipe Critic, and today we are making a decadent dinner that you can easily make at home. It is full of buttery garlic flavor and just melts in your mouth. Don't be intimidated to make these lobster tails at home because it's a lot easier than you think, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways on how to make them. This recipe starts with a great lobster. It can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. You can save some money by making this at home, and you'll want to buy cold water lobster. The first method I'm going to show you is how to broil a lobster. And this is my personal favorite because it's done in a matter of minutes. To start, we're going to butterfly our lobster, and all we need is the lobster tail and some scissors. You don't have to butterfly it, but it makes for a prettier presentation and it's easier to eat. You're going to carefully cut down the middle of the back. We're going to carefully just pull apart the shell. We're just going to loosen the meat underneath the shell. And then we're going to pull it up and place it on top of the shell. And now we're going to make some amazing garlic butter that is going to make this better than any restaurant. To start, we're going to remove the thyme from the stems. We need about 1 teaspoon of the thyme. Next, we're going to remove the rosemary from the stem, and we're going to give that a good mince. And we're going to finely chop 1 teaspoon of parsley. Then we're just going to slide this on into our melted butter. Next, we're going to add in some garlic, and then some salt and pepper, and a 1/2 teaspoon paprika. We're going to give it a good mix, and then it will be ready to brush onto the lobster tail. Then we're going to generously brush this onto the lobster tail. We're going to preheat our oven to broil or 500 degrees. Once your oven is preheated, you can broil 4 to 6 lobster tails for 8 to 10 minutes or until the meat is opaque and lightly brown on the top. Now the second method is to bake the lobster, which is almost exactly the same. The only difference is that you're going to reduce the oven temperature to 400 degrees, and they take about 12 to 15 minutes. But the boiling method is quite different, so I'm going to show you step by step on how to do that. To start, we're going to boil some water and heavily season it with some salt. Now that our water is boiling, you can add 4 to 6 lobster tails and boil them until they start to turn red. Boiling times will vary, so here is a helpful chart. Once it's done, pull it out, give it a good shake. We're going to set it on our cutting board and we're going to slice it right down the middle. Then you're going to coat both sides with a generous amount of butter. And lobster tail is just that easy. Make this a complete elegant meal by serving it with string beans, mashed potatoes, and maybe even some of my no-bake cheesecake. For the full written recipe, visit therecipecritic.com.